What's up, y'all? Danny Dillon, the Dawn, KUWDDTDK. I'm here testing out some new video recording technologies. Um, I've prepared some statement. It's some information that you might find useful. If you're seeing this video, there's a reason for it, okay? These videos are not easy to find. I'm not trying to be the most popular person on YouTube. And now this particular recording on this particular setup, when I'm looking at it while it's recording, it appears to be going through a filter that's enhancing the red light. Okay, so let me start there. When you're talking about colors, and when you're talking about anything in life, anything, okay, you take one data, it takes one data, it takes two datum of sufficient magnitude or weight to create another. So how do I put this? You can take any random point and then connect another point, and then those two can be used to assess the veracity of a third point. It is fundamentally what is truth. Okay, what is truth? Well, it's relative. There's a theory of relativity. I'm explaining to you the geometrical version of it. And someone that I know says it much better. I just cannot recall the actual quote. I believe it's Ron Hubbard who says it takes two datum of comparable nature in order to establish um, reason. Okay, so you don't have anything. If you're considering what is your belief of a person or anything, it requires two. Okay, so the first thing is these days there's a lot of talk around the coronavirus. I don't really want to talk about that, but you have A and B, and you want to test whether C is true. So you have to have A and B before you test C. So I'm Danny Dillon, the Dawn. Okay, let's put that as A. You don't know. I mean, do you know me? Never seen me before. Maybe some of you have seen me before. And then over here, you can put another point. Says Danny Dillon, the Dawn is the best that there ever is. Get what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. The power of the number 3, which is a triangle. What I have here right now is a self-confidence formula. And the self-confidence formula comes from a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And I recently resurfaced the book. I have it in the other room. It's a very nice book. I tried to read this book once before, 17 years ago. I downloaded the PDF and I had read it on the bus on the way to work. I only read it once, and I read it in the morning on the bus, and then I moved on to other books. I have been known to read voraciously. Now, in this case, when I'm going through Think and Grow Rich for the second time, I'm going through it slowly. I'm going through the 13 chapters, and now the color just changed when I picked up this book. Um, what I have been reading recently is The Vortex, okay? And I started this on page 41, a 30-minute energy alignment process. Now, the fundamental thesis in this book is that anything that you want in your life is drawn and attracted to you, and it happens through the power of your emotional vibration. And if it's meant to be, there will not be any resistance. It will feel good, you'll have fun, that the universe is here to please us, okay? And that we are creators of the universe. And I have a friend from the nearby church here who considers He-Man to be demonic, right? His name is Steve Beaumont. Now, I mentioned that just because, same with the book I just showed you, The Vortex, people will tell you that it's, somebody might tell you that this is demonic. Okay, now what does demonic mean? I don't know. Okay, honestly, demonic, for me, it's, there's a DMX song where he has, or in the cartoon, right, Bugs Bunny, the angel and the demon, which is basically represents a human being's choice to do A or to do B, to do good or right. You are the creator. You are creating the universe. You are experiencing this video for a reason. It's drawn to you. That's the premise of the Vortex book, that there really isn't, and it's the same with Christianity, right? That there's a God. The thing is that people tend to judge. So why is it demonic when someone comes across it as just being aware of your emotions and living well and appreciating beauty. And the more that you appreciate something, the more that it grows greener or whatever you want it to grow. Maybe you want it to grow to be more burgundy or purple. I don't know, whichever color you like, right? So the key is appreciation. Appreciation is the path towards realizing your higher vibration. If you get stuck in a rut down here and you have some struggle in your life, like Notorious PIG had the everyday struggle, it means that there's something off. You have some resistance in your body, and that's why you're angry at your brother, or you're angry at. In my case, recently I've been was angry at Barack Obama for being an Oreo, for example. But honestly, I'm not that angry at him anymore. I thought it through, and it's not his fault that the medical system in the United States is incompetent. His desire to publicize healthcare or socialize healthcare, that was something that he believed in. It just, the country wasn't ready for it. And in regard to him being a closet jihadist, that's that's just because he's confused. He's a bastard. His father abandoned him, right? So there are reasons for all of that. So when I talk about these people, I'm not hating on them. I'm just reflecting on their stories and trying to understand where do they come from, where they give us these absurd policies. Okay, so and I find it humorous, honestly. So it's not resistance; it's political humor, if you will, and I think we need it. The Donald Trump, he's a glorious man. It's fun to watch him. Okay, he's very smart man. He has a lot of heart, and he wants to do the right thing for the country. So I will always love him. And then when I see him, I always feel good, even when he's saying something that might be wrong or the media is trying to make him look idiotic. It's still good. It's like reading Dilbert or reading Garfield, right? It's good. I'd rather have that type of president than to have that really. Oh, and Barack Obama, he's got the big zit on his nose, right? It's like huge. It looks like it needs to be popped. Somebody should just kind of stick something in there and siphon it out. Maybe all this nonsense will go away. I don't know what that is. I think that's maybe his third testicle, right? So you got Barack Obama, the Oreo. He's got a third testicle on his nose here. You see him. That's how you know it's a real one. And then you have Donald Trump. His kidneys are in his heart, which is awesome because it just means that the guy's kidneys are a little bit higher, and maybe that's why he's doing such a good job of being president. So that was a bit of a tangential comment. I'm going to get to it. Okay, I just showed you the book there. That's the Vortex. I highly recommend the Vortex. Read the Vortex if you want to be empowered and live a good life. Now I have here a self-confidence formula. The self-confidence formula is from another book by Napoleon Hill called Think and Grow Rich. As I said, I read it once 17 years ago. I'm reading it again. This time I'm reading it slowly. I'm going through it one chapter at a time, and there are 13 chapters. The self-confidence formula is as follows. I'm reading it on the paper that I have here. First, I know that I have the ability to achieve the objects of my definite purposes in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, continuous action toward the attainment, and I here and now promise to render such action. Once again, this is from Napoleon Hill. I know that I have the ability to achieve the objects of my definite purposes in life. Therefore, I demand of myself persistent, continuous action toward the attainment, and I here and now promise to render such action. So, what does this say? This says that I am confident, I know I can realize what I'm here to realize, and I'm going to act towards it persistent and continuously. Okay? It's deep. It's important to put those pieces together. You are the creator, it's your universe, you know what you want, and now you want to build your self confidence. This is how you do it. This is the formula. First, know that you have the ability. If it's meant to be for you, then it will happen. Okay? Self confidence formula once again. Second, I realize that the dominating thoughts of my mind will eventually manifest themselves in outward physical action and gradually transform themselves into physical reality. Okay. Therefore, I will concentrate my thoughts for 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person that I intend to become. thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture of that person. I realize that my thoughts are creating my reality, and therefore I will spend at least 30 minutes a day thinking about what type of person do I want to become. Okay, so let's do it right now. What type of person do I want to become? You can think positive and think about it for yourself as well. For me, I want to be a strong, principled person. I want to make good decisions. I want to be able to see both sides of a conflict and to be able to determine which is the best path forward. I want to be able to make sure people are living harmoniously. I want to increase the abundance. I want to increase the tone. I want to increase the joy and the prosperity. I want to do so in a legal and ethical manner. I don't want to be doing anything illegal. I don't want to be breaking any laws or taking anything from anyone. I want to be creating and I want to be giving and I want to watch people grow. I want to be surrounded by love. I want to experience love. I want my children to do well and I want your children to do well. I want you to do well. I want there to continue to be children and therefore I want there to be more heterosexuals. I want there to be more beautiful women, more beautiful trees, more beautiful animals, pigs, especially. I love pigs. Pigs are very important. I want there to be more stories and myths and ways for us to understand the world. Okay, so I am that type of person, and what this is asking is to put 30 minutes daily upon the task of thinking of the person that I intend to become, thereby creating in my mind a clear mental picture of that person. Now, in step one, I used the word purposes when what was written is purpose. I like this here because when I think about myself, I am a man, I am a father, I am a husband, I am a brother, okay? I am more than that. Those are some of the things. I am a human being, okay? So, what type of human being do I want to be? Well, if I were to be eulogized, I would want people to reflect on me as a good person, as someone with a heart of gold, someone that wants the best for everyone, that would give you the shirt off of his own back if it would help you more than um, wearing it. And meaning, if I can do you good by giving you this, if I can help you to survive by giving you the shirt that I'm wearing, I would give it to you. Okay, meaning that I really couldn't care less about material stuff, and I want to be known as that as well. I want to be known as the dark angel that is here to create the light. Okay, that's what I introduced myself as, Danny Dillon, the dark angel. And this is a new title that it's not a new title. I've used this title before whenever I'm in a, and now you see there, that is the darkness, right? Whenever you are out and about and doing what you have to do. I was out in India and I was practicing Changsul, which is veteran rail. It's spear thrusting techniques. And I was doing so with a bamboo piece of stick of bamboo that my father-in-law, Lord Swami, gave to me. So he gave it to me because I didn't want to check in the bamboo spear that I have around here somewhere. And when we flew business class to India. We definitely fly to India, and we generally have flown business class now. Going forward, we will fly privately, and I have to purchase a Boeing 777 777-9X. There was a bit of a wait for them. I hope that will change now. I don't know. But anyways, I like to travel with my family and I like to spread the light. I like to spread the wisdom. I like to, when I was in India last time, I led 15 people to Christ. I call him Yeshua Adonai because that's what his name was when he walked the planet. He spoke Aramaic, which is a language. I believe it's the same language that the Kardashians speak. Um, I might be wrong. They might be Armenian. It might be different. I think it's different. Okay, I think they're Armenian, and Yeshua Adani was speaking Aramaic. What I understand is there's two languages. The Israelites or the Jews, whatever you want to call them, they have two languages. There's Hebrew, which is the original language of creation, which is what they use for their religious ceremonies, and then there is another language called Aramaic. Okay, and I believe that's right. I'll check right now because this is important, and I don't want to be giving you misinformation. I'm also going off on a tangent, though. I understand that, so maybe I'll stop and just get back to the confidence formula or what I'm supposed to be doing. So Aramic is a Semitic language, so it's a Semitic language, and so I was right. Now, In terms of the person I want to become a person that helps other people become better people, and I want myself to become the best person that I want to become. Talked about spiritually. I want to travel. I want to spread good news. I want to raise my son and daughter. I want to take care of my wife. I want to earn billions of dollars. Okay, and why do I want billions of dollars? I want to create jobs for people. I want to acquire hectares. I want to learn about all the trees and flowers and animals and how to create a beautiful, harmonious, and prosperous place to educate children. I want to create a mutant academy. So I see myself as becoming a superhuman, having incredible potential, being able to be aware of my compass direction, what's going on, where I am relative to anyone and everything that is important to me, and I want to be able to do it through my innate skill and ability. I don't want to be using too much technology. So I want to become like a Magneto, but a good Magneto. In the comic books, the Magneto is considered a villain. I want to be a Magneto that helps people to grow. Okay, so in my mind, I watched this Dark Phoenix movie, and it went wrong because Charles Xavier, the professor, tried to suppress the Phoenix, which is Jean Grey, and then it caused a lot of darkness when she had to reclaim what was hers because she was being suppressed. So I see myself as Magneto, and Magneto is the villain in the comics, but I'm not the villain. I'm basically saying let's get rid of that. Whatever it causes, the and perhaps it's necessary, but I'm not looking to hurt anyone, and I don't think, and I'm not looking to hurt anyone. Neither am I looking to suppress anyone. That's what it is. Xavier suppressed her, and Magneto has he loves his people, but he can be a little bit too violent to others that are inferior. So I want to see myself as becoming someone that's balanced, that knows how to help other people grow, is able to be diplomatic and negotiate with people, understand where they're coming from, and work towards greater and greater realities for everyone involved. So basically, I want to be a diplomat. I want to be a diplomat. I want to be able to defend myself and move around and be confident and know that I have control over my territory. I want people to remember me as a genuinely honest, curious, charismatic person that was in control and did whatever could be done. And actually, I'm talking about right now. I want to start a mutant academy, and I want to become the head master of that mutant academy. Meaning, I will create the blueprint and the plan for the first location for the mutant academy, and then I want to see there be 9 others, and I want to see it continue to grow after that. And I believe that there are organizations that are already developing the content that I need to use, and my role will be more on connecting things with what I specialize in is computer systems, and in particular within computer systems, which is a vast field. I specialize in software and security. So those are 2 areas that I'm an expert. Okay, so where do I see myself becoming? I want to see myself gain weight. I want to gain about, at this point, I think I weigh 165 pounds. I want to be closer to 186 pounds. So I'm looking to gain around 21 pounds. I want it to be muscle mass. I want to have stamina. I want to have strength. I want to be disciplined. And by discipline, I mean I want to be able to, say I'm going to do something and then do it. Okay, to connect my mind and body. And so that's the person I'm becoming. I'm working on it right now, and it's happening as I go through the formula, as I read this on this YouTube video. You're watching it in real time. So you might even start to see me change. You might see that I start to have a different glow now, whereas I started red, colors are changing. Just like in the background there, you see the sun is rising. And I'm telling you right now that this is a beautiful moment in time. I'm glad that you're here with me. You're here with me, and we get to share this time together. I was just playing Tupac Evolution 10. I turned it off because I don't want the background noise, and there might be copyrighted music on there. So I want to be a legal and ethical person as well. If I play a song in the background, then YouTube might screen it because of its copyright. Let's talk a little bit about how that is likely to work. YouTube takes what I upload, and it has two components. It has video, and video is basically pictures over time, and then there is audio, and audio is vibration. It's a vibration that can be heard by your ears. And so when they determine that a track is copyrighted, they are looking at the fingerprint on the audio, I believe. Perhaps they can do it on the video as well. I don't know. I mean, why not, right? You would just need to have a database of all the different types of encoding, and then if there are trademarks, you would need to you need to have a database of the trademarks, and then scan the entire image for any. It's computer imaging essentially. I don't know enough about computer imaging. I'm learning that right now, and I hope to learn about more very quickly. So thank you um, for listening to that. I went off on a tangent for a bit because it was necessary in order for me to provide a better video. And now I'm going to play another song. This is in another language, so I don't know if I don't think it's copyrighted. And if it is, I could find out. But let's see what Google says if this is a copyright, because the algorithm should be able to tell now. But this is where it gets to be interesting, because a simple way is you take the audio and the video apart, and then now you're going to run a fingerprint on the audio, and then if that same audio is copyrighted, it will match the fingerprint. Okay, so if you look at it, if you visualize it, on a display, then based on that, the frequency signature. But when you have something longer like this is, there's a particular point there where I'm now playing music in the background. So that seems to be a more complex algorithm. It involves splitting the video into so many small chunks and then running that analysis. And so I guess it comes down to how many seconds of a sample do you need to identify a piece of audio. And if you split the video into exactly that, then you're doing it the most granular level that it's possible. Okay, so that was as I said, that was a tangential comment just because I'm trying to learn about computer visioning. In terms of the person I want to become, I want to be someone who's an expert. I want to be someone that knows how to build complex systems, knows how to help people, knows actually how the world works, understands medicine, can heal people, masters martial arts, masters the 18 weapons. I want to be the person that could earn a gold medal in a martial arts tournament demonstration. And I want to just be the best at the things that I love. I want to be the best at running a software company. I want to be the best at having a trust fund for my family to ensure that their perpetual success. I want to build generational wealth. I want people to love and respect me because I am a good person. And that's the type of person I want to become. I want to be someone who leaves a good legacy, who leaves a good feeling. I want everyone to have a good feeling when they're around me, when they see me or they hear me, or when they get an email from me. Third, I know that through the principle of auto-suggestion, that any desire that I persistently hold in my mind will eventually seek expression through some practical means of attaining the object back of it. Therefore, I will devote 10 minutes daily to demanding of myself the development of self-confidence. Okay, so that's talking about self-confidence. I think that this getting in front of the camera and speaking develops self-confidence. So as long as I put together 10 minutes of video, that's self-confidence. If I practice martial arts for 10 minutes a day, that develops self-confidence. If I go and talk to someone that I don't know, that's self-confidence. If I go and ask someone some questions and start a conversation, it's called appreciative inquiry. That's self-confidence. So of course I can spend 10 minutes a day being a social, confident person. Fourth, I have clearly written down a description of my definite chief aim in life, and I will never stop trying until I shall have developed sufficient self-confidence for its attainment. So this fourth one is an important one. Let me see if I have the definite chief aim. I have a definite chief aim here. This is what I wrote earlier this week. So, and I have a note here that I should read the below daily and see and feel myself in possession of the cash that I deserve. It is my definite chief aim to be in possession of 9.9 or $9.98 billion by June 21st, 2021. In exchange, let me change it. It is my definite chief aim to be in possession of at least $9.98 billion by June 21st, 2021. More is okay because money is powerful in terms of facilitating and organizing people and creating good in this world. In exchange for the money, I will provide intellectual property and designs that make the world better for human beings. I will do so by creating the right structure to hold my own intellectual property, and I will develop a portfolio of passive income assets such as real estate, patents, farming, food, clothing, computer systems, technology, connected bunkers, and intelligent connected aerial vehicles. So, as I said that there, and I'm thinking through it again, I talked about it yesterday. Consider the world is broad, there's a lot of things. I only want to focus on those things that I believe in first and foremost. So anything I don't believe in, I'm just going to leave it alone. And then I want to focus on things that I am passionate about, okay, and focus on those. So if it's something that I have natural interest in, it's better than nothing. And I want to focus on, um, I said, passion, profits. So what will make money, okay? Because money is useful, money is necessary in order to grow. In terms of people expect a salary for their jobs, and you can use money to buy good things. And so when you spend the money, it's a spiritual decision. And that's what's next here. I will invest only in domains that I am passionate about, and I will not invest in any homosexual or bisexual or child abuse or Islam dominated industry or company, especially the gay media that plagues the Bay Area in the world. So I just basically, those are exceptions. I am not going to invest in homosexuality or in Islam. I don't like the extremists that are afraid of pigs and they're out there blowing things up. Okay, it just doesn't jive well with me and for my vision of the future. So I make a stand to not provide them with financial resources. And perhaps that's the right decision. I think it's the right decision because if they are motivated and incentivized by money, then they'll go look at other areas. I will invest in strong brands such as Sega and Nokia, as well as talented people such as Sugar Bear Marion Knights. And I said Knights because he's got sons. And so that's, again, I want to be associated with strong brands like Sega and Nokia. If you remember Sega, they had Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn, Sega Dreamcast, they had Game Gear, they have Sonic the Hedgehog, there's Sega AM2 that does arcade machines. I love arcade machines, so does my son. And then Nokia, the phone that I carry is a Nokia, and I have one here. It's a Nokia 3, I think it's a 3.1. So I need a new one because that one's out of space. That's why I'm using the Dell laptop right now to record this video. In regard to farming, I am interested in having sheep, cattle, ostrich, goat, python, crocodile, butterfly, flowers, cilantro, and other herbs, beets, cherries, peaches, and other fruits. Now, it's not limited to just those. I'm interested in general in farming and in nature and how it works. I'm interested in rainwater harvesting as well and doing natural irrigation. And I'm interested in computer sensor networks so that I can automate this so it becomes an intelligent operation that runs itself. And so ideas I have, for example, is from what I understand, when you have cattle, then the cattle will sacrifice the weaker cattle. So if you can somehow videotape that in terms of having the cattle sacrifice the smaller cattle to cross a mode of crocodile, that would be kind of cool. See what happens, right? If they have to cross it. That's just one example of media that I could produce to entertain people and to learn about nature and to generate content that I own. So at the end of the day, it's all about content. That's another way to earn passive income. It's not just music, but it's also video footage and stock images. Bill Gates had a content. He had Microsoft, but he had another company after Microsoft. He had a company before Microsoft, and then he had Microsoft, and then he had another company which was purely based on licensing photos. Okay, and the first company I believe he was a failure. So Bill Gates started with a failed company, then had Microsoft, and then made a lot of money off of just licensing photos. Okay, and that was separate from Microsoft. But you can see how that goes, right? Um, he's an interesting businessman. He started as a failure, then he made success, then he got more success, and now he continues. And now he's got grand plans where he wants to vaccinate the world, and it's considered a 501c, so he doesn't have to pay taxes on it. And perhaps he really wants to just give away his wealth. I think he's a good person, and he's just confused. Anyways, I want to launch a powerful clothing line brand that is the highest quality fashion in the world. I do not like Versace, Tom Ford, etc. for menswear due to the quality and style differences. Moreover, it is difficult to shop for a family these days. So, as you have a family and people are growing and you have to buy items for them for the different occasions, I'm finding that it takes time to find the right thing. I know what I want, it's just hard to find it. So, I would like to have my own means of producing clothing, high end clothing that um, I want high end menswear, high end women's wear, high end children's wear. I want the children's wear, men's wear, women's wear. I want it to all be done in a manner that I can get like Zara does. I want it to be a connected loop so that I know what's in demand and produce more of it. And if it's not in demand, I produce less, and that allows me to experiment. Since I have vast experience in trustworthy development, I should write a book as part of a publishing business that I own. In addition, there is other content that I can publish, including others who want to bring their content to market in a professional, bound, and reputable format. For example, the dental charts and golden books of Dr. Palmer. I know that German new medicine is effective and it has been working for me. I would love to support it. Okay. And more importantly, I will create a holding company for patents and software that I own so that I'm working for myself and retaining my contribution for my family and my descendants. I will hire legal counsel, finance, and accountants to create a trust fund for my family. I will create a private charter company so that I can fly privately to India from the United States, as well as to anywhere else that I may need to go to run my other businesses. Okay. I will develop a general purpose artificial intelligence to help me to prioritize and run my businesses. I will demand efficiency and trustworthy computing from all of my suppliers and expect it from my staff and development engineers as well as verification engineers. I will have a staff of at least 2,222 engineers who are well paid, and we will generate some very differentiated and very valuable technology services. I may hold some equity in certain strong companies and partners that I believe in. These include Google, Microsoft, Disney, Dell Technologies, and others, including cosmetics, and a farmer cooperative. I will invest probably anytime I buy something for my kids, I'll invest in stock in that company as well, just to create further alignment between myself as a consumer and myself as an investor. I will hire a trader to manage my assets and to help to acquire commodities at bargain prices. So, for example, if the price of oil goes negative, then it's a good idea to buy a contract when that happens. These are events that are not very common, but when they do happen, you want to make sure you have someone that knows how to. And I could do it myself. I have the books. I took a course with Dr. Elder. I have his books, and I've used TradeStation before, so I understand it. It's just something that I really haven't had time to get myself into. So the people that I need to hire include a back-end developer that knows Rust. I like Rust as a programming language. I think it's the path forward. I need client developers that can develop smart TV app as well as mobile phone apps. I would like to create a system software that is run anywhere and everywhere for the users, because I know that's the way I am. When one device goes down, I switch to another device. I'd like to have it all interconnected like a shared desktop, if you will, that it could access from any of my devices. I will need to find a lawyer. I have a referral from my friend Brad, so he might give me the referral on the lawyer. Accountants, administrative assistant, a pilot. I want to create custom jewelry. I want to acquire gold and gemstones to create great jewelry. So that is my chief definite purpose. I'll go back to the self-confidence formula, which is what I wanted to focus on with this video. So I have clearly written down a description of my definite chief aim in life, and I will never stop trying until I shall have developed sufficient self-confidence for its attainment. Fifth, I fully realize that no wealth or position can endure long unless it is built upon truth and justice. Therefore, I will engage in no transaction that does not benefit all whom it affects. I will succeed by attracting to myself the forces I wish to use and the cooperation of other people. I will induce others to serve me because of my willingness to serve others. I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and cynicism by developing love for all humanity because I know that a negative attitude toward others can never bring me success. I will cause others to believe in me because I will believe in them and in myself. Okay, so that is a good part there. The word cynicism is one that I struggle with a bit because I find cynicism to be humorous, and perhaps it is in some cases. Being cynical, but no, it's not. For me, it's not cynicism so much as what I find humorous is it's not. So cynicism is not what I. It's not what I was thinking. So I can definitely, when I looked up cynicism in the dictionary, it said dis. I think it said disrespectful. No, self-interested, distrustful. I am not cynical. I am not. That is, to me, a better word would have been skeptical. So I will eliminate hatred, envy, jealousy, selfishness, and skepticism. Is it skepticism? Right, that's what it is basically. Okay, I can eliminate that. At the same time, I do know that I like to be aware of what's going on. So, in terms of being aware, I will balance that. I will be aware without being cynical. Okay, so that was what I wanted to read out in terms of self-confidence, and that's from Napoleon Hill. And I'll post this video now. There's something else here that I'm going to read before I wrap up. So the video that I just did was Napoleon Hill. These are thoughts from the Chief of Punjab, and that's from me, myself, the Dark Angel, Danny Dillon, the Dawn. Throughout the hemisphere and others, the chiefs have been eradicated through bullets and booze. Their territory was taken. This has happened since time immemorial, when Cain killed Abel, and it is the result of jealousy. When one brother is jealous of another and doesn't treat him with love, then it results in dangerous emotions such as jealousy itself, or frustration or revenge. Therefore, it is important to retain territory, and for a man, a territory includes a woman and children as well as a home. When you don't have territory, you are enslaved, and the enslavement can be accentuated through debt or payment obligations and extortion. All of this is the result of a single misconception. That misconception is scarcity. The truth is that we live in a redundant, ever-expanding, infinite universe. Between any 2 points is a line, and that line is made of infinite points, and the more granularity you bring into the universe, the more that there is to see and experience and do. You simply ask and it is given. It is immediately given as long as you don't carry resistance. What is resistance? Resistance is the negative emotions such as depression, sadness, frustration, jealousy, anger, etc. It is bloody hard to create happiness when you are jealous and fighting with someone. It is much easier when you be like Elsa and let it go. Then the rain falls abundantly and the trees grow and the elves come to bring you homes in multiple places in parallel. These are the true principles of creation taught by Danny Dillon, the Dawn, the dark angel who exists in the dark to create in the light. I bless each and everyone who has reached this level of creation and offer these principles of creation so that you can harmoniously create beauty and do so abundantly throughout time and space. I have wandered the world and tried various experiences, and what I have found is that all men are inherently good and always have a choice of free will. Pardon me. When you responsibly use your free will, you feel good and others around you are happy. When you don't use it right, then you may not be happy. You can love yourself and your neighbor, yet you can't do anything to make another person happy. Each and every person defines happiness for him or herself. With that, understand then your objective is crystal clear. Straight ball and do so earnestly and openly. Never escalate a conflict. Instead, seek the most immediate resolution to maintain harmony for all involved. Danny Dillon, The Dawn Illuminati, written 3:36 a.m., May 24th, 2019, in Bothell, Washington. This entire document is copyright by Danny Dillon. All rights are reserved, as are these videos. God bless you. I'm sharing them with you. I hope you learn and continue to watch. Let's get rich together. Let's get out there and earn that dinero.